Hello everyone, Luna here. I am back with another prophetic word and messages from my ancestors. This particular message was given to me on 8/29, so it's been a few days ago. But I always end up getting more information as days go by, and I like to just add to it. And then also on top of that, when I'm reading the word, I always get downloads. So you might see me reading and then I pause and I expand on it. Sometimes I like to read the whole thing and then I go back and I just kind of go over the things that stood out or that God wants me to expand on. It's always with the intention of, just bringing awareness into what's currently going on, help you guys navigate through these times. There might be wisdom that comes through on how you can physically take care of your body, or just again whatever might be going on right now, and how you can participate and do your part. But it's always again with the intention of holding space for you guys in your process and continue to do my part as much as I can to make a difference during these times. So I'm going to get right into it, and I'm going to, just see what Creator has for us. Before I do, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe, share these videos, comment below. Really helps the algorithm, and helps other people come across the video, because otherwise, I'm not really going to help anybody unless you guys do your part and help me. And that's how you can help. So at the very least, if you guys can comment and stuff, that does help circulate this video. At the end, I like to pull out a couple of cards with the intention of just closing it with a positive message. So I hope you stay to the end. Okay, so it says, I have said this before and I'm saying again, there are illusions, tricksters, and actors are on both sides. Some who appear to be nice aren't, and some who appear to be evil are working for me. There is so much confusion. I said there would be. I said it would make your head spin. But if you know me, you will be led by me. This phrase here, I remember was given maybe even if not the last word that I was giving, the one before that. And it's being brought up again because things are picking up and it is getting a lot more intense as far as the confusion and the infiltration of on both sides, as I've said before. And Creator's saying it's very important that you use discernment first and foremost, but then also that you are paying attention and that you're present in your body, because you can easily be led the wrong way if you're not in His Word, right? If you're not in a good relationship with Creator, you're not going to know which way to turn. You're not going to know who to trust, because both sides are heavily infiltrated, and it's with the intention of causing confusion and also causing internal conflict within like our own communities. I'll give you an example, because I've been noticing that this is happening a lot. And so there's certain people that are sharing information, they're shedding light on stuff just like I am. But then if you go into the comment section, there are people pretending to be religious. I'll just say religious because I don't want to pinpoint certain specific religions. And they will make comments and remarks that if it was somebody that really knew God and is following God's word, they know not to attack other people. Doesn't matter what they believe in, what religion they're following or not following. If they're truly following God's word, then they know to have compassion, love, understanding, and, the importance of, being in community and not attacking each other, because that's going to cause separation and division. Well, these particular people, were trained to be other, people of other, within religions. They are pointing fingers and they're saying mean things about people, and or they'll say like, oh, wait, here comes, the so and so, because they're the ones that attack the most. They're the ones that are the most judgmental. While some of it might be true, because I have experienced certain, types of religion that attack me for not doing things a certain way, not praying a certain way. I know that there is some of that is happening, and it is true. I also feel intuitively that there are these people that are intentionally doing that, and meaning making those comments so that we start attacking each other instead of coming together. And so Creator saying, don't fall for that. If you feel triggered because somebody said, oh, so and so type of people are the ones that do this, or you're not a real, religious person. And again, I'm not using specific religion because it's not about that. I don't want to contribute to that. But if they're saying, if you're not a true so and so because you're not following this, those are probably people that are attacking with the intention of having us turn on each other. Again, make sure that you're using discernment, and that if you truly are in good relationship with Creator, then you're gonna know that you don't judge, you respect other people's relationship in the way that they pray with Creator, and you're not going to create tension and division, because that's not what we need right now. What we need right now is for us to love thy neighbor and respect each other, no matter how someone might have their relationship with Creator or their beliefs are, because at the end of the day, that is what they truly believe in. And their relationship with Creator is coming from a good place, from their heart, and it's coming from a good vibration. When we get into the only this type of people that pray this way is going to heaven, but you're not, that's not godly. That's not Creator's word. That's just not, that feels like a different energy infiltrating. So I want you to really pay attention to that and feel with your heart and use discernment before you jump in and start, you add into that energy. Don't do that. Instead, just kind of pause, observe, and just send love, because that's what we need right now. A lot of compassion, love, understanding, community. The next part is, there will be leaders who fall, many leaders, not just for the bad people, but for the good ones too. Elders, community leaders who fell for their tricks. Be prepared to step up. The time is near to take the reign and lead the people. This is why I've said over and over to stay balanced, healthy, and in your heart. Communities will be devastated and will need strong leaders who know me. So this part here, it really weighs heavy on my heart, because I've been knowing this for some time and I just haven't spoke about it. Creator really hadn't put it into my heart to speak about it, but He is now. And I think it's because we are at this point now where we're going to see a lot of people on both sides who are going to be affected one way or the other. So they're going to be either stepping down. And this part we've heard, right? It's more, the part that we've heard and is common is that a lot of the evil people are going to be taken out. They're going to be dealt with. They're going to be, whatever. But the part that's not being talked about too much, and that I want to focus on this time around, because people are not focusing on that, is that there are also going to be the good side, the leaders, like the community leaders, the people who are in the churches, for example, or, indigenous leaders, that because they fell for their trickeries, because they fell into the fear, they are going to be affected. And sadly, a lot of the good people are also, we're going to lose a lot of them. And Creator saying, be prepared, because we are all who are aware and are ready and have been preparing ourselves for this time. It is going to be our time to step up, to take the reign, to start leading community, and to really start coming together in prayer again. Sadly, what I've been noticing and I've been personally experiencing is that my own communities where I pray, where I sweat with, our indigenous Inipi or Temescal communities, the elders there are in the fear, and they have stopped community from coming together when this is what we need right now. We don't need to be in fear. We need to come together in prayer. And it's the same in churches. A lot of the priests, the popes, whatever, that are doing good, because not everybody's bad, right? We have to be realistic about it. We can't just accept what everything is being thrown to us. Not everything is bad now. Because if we believe that, then we create more of that. If we believe that all, this, like religion is bad, then it's all going to be bad in our mind. And we're just going to be closing off and seeing everybody as evil. And that's what I'm saying, that not everybody or everything is. We have to use discernment, because a lot of people have been tricked. A lot of people have been lied to and fell for their lies. So it's time that we start supporting each other and taking responsibility, as far as knowing that we are responsible for communities now, because those of us who are aware and see what's going on, the only way for things to start coming around and healing and traditions to continue is for us to start leading the way again. Otherwise, things are going to be, lost. Not just tradition, like indigenous traditions, but all kinds of traditions, because traditions is what you grew up with, right? And if you grew up in Catholic, in a way of prayer, or a Christian way of prayer, then that's your tradition. And if it means something to you, then it's important that you step up and start bringing community together in prayer, because that's what this is about. And that's what's going to shift the energy and the vibration. It's about everybody coming in prayer together. In fact, I had a download. I received a vision that we are all supposed to start praying simultaneously. And I don't know how exactly to make this happen. But I do know, like, I have the vision of what it needs to look like. I don't know how to make it happen, because it's a big thing. Like, it's a tall order, and I need help. Like, I need, your guys' support, but also taking action on this vision, because I can't do it by myself. It's not supposed to be being by myself. It's supposed to be worldwide. And well, I'll get into that a little bit more in a second. So because it is important, and I didn't expect to talk about that vision, but it's kind of coming in right now. So I feel like I want to, at the very least, set the foundation for it. And then the next video, I'll have more details on it, so that we can make this happen, because we need to make this happen. Okay, so then it says, there will be days of darkness ahead. Think of those as times of rest and reset. Stay home until I clear the way. So there, unfortunately, are going to continue to be more things that come our way and that continue to happen, as they have been. If you're paying attention, there are like nonstop attacking and doing things, with the fires, with the earthquakes, with the hurricanes, with the floods. I mean, there's just so much going on. And it can become overwhelming if you're just paying attention to that. But what's important to know is that there's things happening on both sides. So while it might look like it's an attack, it's not always necessarily an attack. So there are those, definitely are those, but then there's also infiltration on those events so that they don't escalate. And so it's going to continue to happen, right? Explosive things continuing to happen because we're at the peak of it. And when things become to the point where it's just like, whoa, overwhelming, this is the time that we are to be at home and to take that time as a time for us to reset and recharge. So we don't want to go out there and add to the chaos, add to the fear, because that's not going to help anything. That's when we stay home in prayer. And I want to clarify that it's during the times that are going to be full of events. I'll say it that way. It's not for us to stay home, and this is the part I want to clarify, for us to comply on the things that they're once again setting and getting geared up to implement and force on everybody. So no, we don't want to stay and listen to that part. Like, we don't want to stay home and listen to all that nonsense. What I'm saying is, when it escalates to where things are bad outdoors because events are happening, that's the time that we stay put and use it as time to reset and regenerate ourselves through prayer, not through fear. It's very important that you know what I'm saying about this and that you're hearing what I'm saying. There's a big difference. So I'm not telling you to comply with their nonsense that they're pushing, they're getting ready to push. I'm saying stay home when you feel you need to rest and that things are getting too busy out there. And then it says, there will be chaos as they run into their hiding basements. They are trying to reconstruct themselves as we speak through people and businesses, but I am exposing them all, their puppets, masters, and minions. So that's, pretty much what I just said. There's going to be more chaos as they run into hiding because they know that things are coming to a head. They're doing as much as they can, and that's why there's going to be more chaos. And they're doing their best to go into their hiding places, but also what they do is then they find ways to resurface. So while they go into their basements, they're trying to brainstorm on how they could come back, pretty much like wolves in sheep clothes, and they pretend that they're a new business, or they pretend that, or not pretend, but they'll like send somebody out in their place and pretend that they're this good person when really there's, the evil behind telling them what to do. Pretty much like the current administration. I'm sure you guys have heard that there's somebody talking in their ear. I'll just say it like that. Well, that's what they do. They send somebody who seems to be like this wholesome person that will gain someone's trust, but in reality, behind the scenes, they have somebody, just telling them what to say until they capture people once again, and then they put them back into under their spell, or whatever they do, the hypnosis, and they're very good at doing this. So just be aware of that. Then it says, there will be continuous explosive events left and right. Some are to confuse you while some are real. Continue to stay present. So I just already kind of went over that. Some of the events are real and some are to confuse. So again, just use your discernment. And then, I did get a couple of like just small bullet points here that I wanted to kind of go over, or more like analogies, or just other stuff that I need to talk about. So for example, Creator says, you can choose to be paralyzed in fear, or choose to participate by putting your energy into prayer. So that's important, because whatever we put our energy into, that's what's going to manifest. And I talked about that. But we can be in fear and do nothing and just continue to grow that energy of fear, because we're so intently focusing on it. And I'm going back to the elders again, because they're so much in the fear that just is growing and growing and growing, and it's contributing to the energy of what the evil people want to create. And creator saying, you could do that, or you could be aware of it. When you feel yourself getting into that space, catch yourself and choose, well, I don't want to participate in that. I'm going to switch that energy and put it, invest it into prayer, and then grow that energy. Because that's what they do. See, when they have concerts, they have all these people going, and they are pretty much, creating this atmosphere, this energy of whatever it is that they want people to follow, right? There's like spells that they create. There's within the music, the vibration, the words, all that is going to affect people. And imagine all those people that are doing and saying and speaking into the same thing. That's how they get people to do things, and collectively, worldwide, create these spells and people in hypnosis, because they're getting people to participate in it. So, as I was saying earlier about my vision, about the prayer, the collective prayer, we need to focus and shifting that into what we actually want to create. And we can, if they can do that by bringing people, masses of people into one spot and singing about nonsense, then why can't we do that with something positive? And that's what we have to start taking action into, and being responsible about how we contribute into what's going on. It just happened recently with Burning Man. I'm not even sure what's going on there anymore. Like, are they still there, or have they left? And many of people don't even know what's going on there, because they're not allowing it to be shown or talked about. And so imagine there's like 70 to 80,000 people that are willing to go invest thousands of dollars and then their time into this place that I'm just now really learning about what it's about and what they were doing there, what they do there. And not everybody that goes is aware of what's happening there. And I'm not going to say too much about it, just because I don't want to spend a lot of time there, but it is a very important thing to be aware of. So I am bringing it up. And my point is that if people are willing to spend time and thousands of dollars going to this place that is contributing to the pockets and energy of the evil people, why would they do that? Especially in this time, like it doesn't make any sense to me. Why won't they gather in that same amount of massive people in prayer, in sound meditations and breathing meditations? If people are willing to make time for that, why aren't we willing to come together in prayer and in good, things that really uplift humanity and create that vibration all over the world? And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's time for us to really focus on what we're doing and how we're participating in what's going on. So yeah, I can really go deep into that, because I get a little frustrated, as you can tell, because this is going on. This is still going on because there's so many people that are choosing to participate in the nonsense, and then they act like they can't do anything. What's the point? And what I'm seeing is people are becoming complacent, and that's what they want. People are becoming kind of used to hearing bad news, and that's what they want. Like, no, the last thing you want is to let this become the normal. And that's how they create a new pattern, right? A new normal is by repetitively telling you, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. And to the point to people become numb to the trafficking. People become numb to the border being open. People become numb to that evil is happening and taking place right now. People become numb to all of it because the more they show it, people are like just scrolling now, like, oh yeah, I already know that. Oh yeah, I already heard that. Oh yeah, well, I mean, who's going to do anything about it? So why am I even bothering? That's what they want. And this is what I'm saying. Like, we can't allow that to be normal because then they've won. So it's up to all of us collectively. And it can be shifted with prayer, just like they do their spells with their concerts, with their music, because they're using vibration. Everything that they do, they took the good and turned it into their evil. But we need to take it back now, because the numbers, the elements, whatever it is that they use to do their evil, it was all good, and it still is all good. But they brainwashed people into thinking that we shouldn't be using it, we shouldn't be doing it, because they don't want us to have our energy, to have our strength, our powers. And they knew that if we fear it, then we can't use it for our good. But really, we can use anything for good or bad. It all goes back to our intention and how we use it. And we have to take it back and use it for good, so that we can all have our freedoms back, so that we can all be healthy and happy and safe and peaceful again. But it starts with us being aware first and then taking action. We can't just be aware and do nothing. And we can't just be aware of like what they're doing and then just be like, well, I already know that. Because then they continue doing it. And the kids are counting on us more than anything. I go back to the children, because this is who I started doing all this to begin with, for the children. And then, our future, for humanity. So kind of went off on the tangent there, but that's just kind of what came through. And I feel like it needs to be said and it needs to be heard, because we have to be reminded of what's going on and what we can do and what we're not doing and how we are participating. Take accountability, because when we're doing something doesn't mean that we're participating. It's also when we're not doing something. We have to be accountable for what we're not doing, and that's important to know and to realize. So with that, I am going to go into the pulling a card and just kind of bring it in with a positive message from Spirit. Okay, let me see here. I am going to use, what cards am I using today? I am going to use the Shaman's Dream and see what Spirit has for us. Okay, so I pulled the Wall, Obstacles. So yeah, there is a sense of, obstacles and things, us coming into obstacles and hitting walls. It's going to feel that way. But also, as I see the card and I feel into it and I'm receiving information, and that even when it feels like there is a wall and there's no way out and that you're in the darkness, there's always light within that. There's always a way out. Within the dark lies a lot of internal dialogue, wisdom, knowledge. And if we listen to it, and if we listen to our inner voice, and we allow ourselves to connect to Creator, then we are able to see the light. We're able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're able to see the stars in the dark. We're able to see the moon comes in at night and is our guide. It leads the way. So when it becomes dark, just remember that is the opportunity, as I said earlier, for us to rest and reset. And that's what I feel. You know, these obstacles that are coming are also opportunities, but we have to recognize them. We can't get stuck in the fear of, oh, we're just, you know, hitting dead ends, because those are the opportunities for us to just kind of pause, reset, regather our thoughts, regather our energy, and then see where else we can move. You know, maybe it's just telling us not that particular way, and we're going to have to redirect and try a different way. So that's what comes through with that one. And then the next card I am getting from the Secret Forest Oracle cards. And this one here, I pulled Wizard of the Woods Focus, which complements what I just said. It is about us focusing. It is about us, you know, being our own wizard, being our own magician, our own creator, knowing that we have that ability within us because we are connected to Creator. Creator does speak to us. So we have the ability to be beings of manifestation. So wizard doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you know, witch, because again, as I said, they take everything and twist it into us being afraid to use or say certain things. And then that's how we get stuck and we stay small, because we don't allow ourselves to evolve and grow, because they've taken things from us, they've infiltrated. So don't get tricked into thinking that, oh, that's a bad thing. No, it's all about our intention, how we use it. And then this is, you know, that it's Spirit's reminding us that we have the ability to create. We have the light within us. We have potential. We have power. We have wisdom. And it is up to us to focus on that and then move forward and create from that space. Don't get stuck in the fear, because we don't move from there, right? We don't grow from there. Plant your seeds, water them, nurture them with love, but we have to focus on that, not on anything else that takes us away from that. So I will leave you guys with that. Thank you again for staying with me to the end. I appreciate you guys. Till next time.